Welcome to the Gray Wren Nest. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Are you looking for an inexpensive way to make leader cloths for your Longarm machine? Stick around, I'll show you how. The first thing I did was go on the company website where I purchased my Longarm machine, and it's from the Grace Company. I have the Qzone Queen Rolling Frame. And I took a look at the leader cloths they were offering and looked at the measurements. So that's where I first started, was getting the measurements that I needed for the proper sizing. I went into my stash and pulled out my painter's drop cloth. You can purchase drop cloth from just about any hardware store. I think even Walmart has it. But painter's drop cloth is what I'm using. You can see the texture here. I use this for a lot of stuff. So you're going to want to make sure that you iron your drop cloth so that you can get all of those wrinkles out and it's a nice smooth piece of cloth. Because if you don't, and then you cut it and then iron it, you may end up with a crooked piece of fabric. So it's very important that you always iron before you cut. So after you iron your drop cloth, you will need to cut your measurements. So you know the length that you need based on the measurements off of your website that you got your measurements for your leaders. So the next step is, how wide do you cut it? Well, my rule of thumb is to cut it at least 6 inches wider than what is listed on the measurements, because you need to form pockets and hems. So right now you need to cut the length of your duck cloth, and then I call it duck cloth, but it's really painter's cloth. But you can use duck cloth. And then cut it 6 inches or more if you wish, 6 inches, at least 6 inches wider than the recommended width of the leader cloth. So I take my rod and I wrap a flexible ruler around it, flexible tape, and it measures right around 4 inches. Can you see that? 4 inches. So I know that I want my rod, pocket rod, to be at least 4 inches, because I want my rod to slide in and out easily. If I make it any less than 4, it's going to be too small. So I think what I'll do is go ahead and add an extra 1/4 inch, because I know I don't want it any smaller than my 4 inches. I'm going to add an extra 1/4 inch to 4 inches. It'll take it to be 4 1/4. So if I know I want my pocket rod to measure 4 1/4, I have to at least give myself a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So this total area right here will be 4 1/2. And I have it marked 4 1/2, and I'm going to draw a pencil line down on the wrong side of this fabric. And my fabric luckily is exactly the same, so it doesn't matter which side you draw it on, but this will be considered your wrong side. So then I need to decide what my hem is going to be. So I'll fold this top area over to my pencil side, to my pencil mark, and just put a crease in it. Then I know I want my leader cloth to be at least 8 inches once the hem is in. So I'm going to mark that. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I know I want it to end about right here, so I'll put my pencil marks. And then I know that my hem that rolls up needs to take into account that it's gonna roll over. I want it to be at least an inch hem. I don't think you want to go any wider than that. But you want to take into account that it's going to fold over. So I would go an inch, and let's cut 1.5 inches and see what happens. So I'm going to cut 1.5 inches longer. So that takes me down to 9.5. So I know I've got it down to 9.5, and now I'm going to mark my 9.5 mark. And I'll mark that with my pencil. Just like that. So now I'm going to cut that off using my ruler. Almost cut it off without my ruler. And I know I want this to go up at least an inch. So I want to make sure I measure that and get it up an inch. And then I can finger press that right now for the short term. I just take my flexible tape here and move all the way down. You can use any type of measuring tool you want. This is just what I had handy. So notice how I have a crease here for my hem and a crease here for my pocket rod. Essentially what I'm doing is making like a curtain for my long arm. Now it's time to serge your seams. If you don't have a serger, I would recommend adding an extra 1/4 inch to the end of each sides, and then fold over first and make your seam, and then fold down like this so that you don't have a raw edge. But I have a serger, which I'm going to use next and show you how. So I just put my foot in, turn on my machine. And essentially what I'm doing is adding a nice finished edge. I'll show you here in a minute. So there I have a nice finish edge. You do want to serge all 4 sides of your cloth. Notice how my needle is in the center, and I'm using the edge of my foot as my guide. So I take a couple stitches, and then I press my back stitch. Then I go forward again, and I just follow that presser foot. Notice I've got my pencil mark here. I've got this folded over, and I'm just following this line right here, just going straight down. You do that all the way down the top of your cloth to make that pocket rod. So I pressed mine down so that this is even all the way down my leader cloth. And then, once again, I start. Notice I have this presser foot lined up with this edge. I back stitch. And I go all the way down. So next I take my iron and I take it across the top of my pocket rod here that I just made for a crisp line, and the same at the bottom of my hem. And the reason I'm doing that is I have the system where when you put this pocket rod over top of your rod, I have an attachment system, and I want to know exactly where my crease is. So I have the center of my pocket rod going into the attachment, and I'll show you that here in just a minute. Then I also fold it in half and iron a crease lengthwise. So I folded it in half, and this is where I'm putting my center crease. Make it nice and crisp. So my bar measures 100 inches wide, or I should say 100 inches long, and that's not including the end caps. And I have a nice center mark right here that's indented. That's going to help me put my curtain rod, I call it a curtain rod because that's basically what I made, but my leader cloth, the center where I ironed the crisp line should line up right here. Now I want my rod to be with the groove face up, and I want to take my leader cloth, and it doesn't really matter how you put it on, whether it's, you know, the right side facing this direction or this direction, because no matter which way you put it on, it's based on how it rolls, is whether you're matching your fabric up to this side or this side. And I personally don't have a preference, so I'm either going to match it up to my sew line or my stitch line, one or the other. Just depends on how I put it on my rod. So there's my pocket that we made, and I'm going to go down here to the end, and I'm going to put it around the end. It should be pretty snug. I mean, it's not going to be real loose. It's not going to be real tight. It's going to be just right, hopefully. Okay. And then I'm going to slide it on. See, I don't have much room. I have a little bit of give, but that's to put it down in my groove. So I'm going to take it all the way down. And I'm going to find that groove with my hand. Let's see, where is it? Oh, right there. I fill my groove. And I need my, let's see, my groove is right here. I can feel it. And my, let's make sure, okay. So my crease, my ironed in crease is on that groove. And my ironed crease here on top, I don't know if you can see it in the video, is lined up with the groove here. So I also took my tape measure and I measured each end to ensure that I had the same amount of rod showing on each end, which I do. So then with my machine, it comes with this attachment system. Now you can put sticky back Velcro on, and you can Velcro this on, but there's no reason to make a pocket rod if you're going to Velcro it on. But I prefer to do it this way. So I took my piece of tubing that they gave me and I folded it in half. I take my center, and once again, I have my pressed line going this way and my pressed line on top of my pocket rod, and it is in the groove on top of my rod. The rod has a groove in it. I take the center, I put it on that groove area, and I'm going to work my way out. And it's easier if I go this direction. This is the tool that they gave me. And I'm going to press it down in, just like that. And I want to make sure that the center of my crease is in the center of that groove. I just work my way down, ensuring that it lines up. So see what I'm doing here? It's going in the channel. Now notice how this seam right here is consistent, whoops, consistent all the way down. You know you've got it in the groove and you've got it in there correctly. So now it's time to put your end cap back on. So you have a groove side here. You want the groove to be matching this groove. And you slide your end cap in, turn it upside down, and you have an area here for your screw to go in. And you just take your screw and you get it started. So you get your screw and you get it started. And then this one's ready to go on the long arm. Okay, so for my end cap, it has a groove right here and on the other side, and it goes back and forth, and I'm just sliding it in. So it's just a slider, nothing fancy, but it locks in, especially once this turns. So I made my belly bar leader cloth the same way. And I wanted mine to be about 12.5 inches wide. And my pocket here, once again, is the same amount, 2 1/4 once it's folded over. And my hem is 1 inch. So I made it the exact same way, I ironed it the exact same way, and now I'm getting ready to load this one on my Longarm. But I just wanted to show you what this one measured. Now both of my leaders are on and they fit nicely, and I'm ready to load my machine and get quilting. However, I am going to add these sew tights to my hem, and I'll show you how to do that in the next video.